Okay, remember that they're changing my voice. I know a lot of people don't want to admit that the most important thing right now is to obey God through me. But when it comes to a kind of political, social, and economic change, besides that, right, we're talking about romantic injustice. And when it comes to some kind of tax related issue that I've presented a plan for already, that's the global farming plan. Okay, where billions and billions of dollars would be spent in a very affordable way for rich people all over the world, not just people in America, rich people all over the world. And it would be spent to end world hunger. And then there's the homeless housing plan here in America, affordable housing plan, rehabs, farm program, um, 10 billion more a year for police, job programs, and startup um, program as part of the 7-point plan that I have for my war on poverty plan. And so a lot of people have been kind of silent because they're parts of groups that purposely confound arguments like this, right? Even on the left, they don't do a good job of presenting a sound plan, right? With affordable wealth taxes and cost effective spending, with lots of oversight to make sure that there's cost effective spending, with a system of receipts, of checks and balances, where you send out money in small amounts and make sure it checks out, and there's lots of people looking over it, and you put things on a YouTube channel for whatever region that they're in, and people look at the price tags and they weigh in the comments and so on and so forth. This process includes the most oversight of any process. For all the oversight every year, I recommend spending about $1 billion a year just on oversight. Okay, and it could save much more than that, save 10 billion plus easy. So this video is about how Trump came out in a video that supposedly was leaked, which was a video that looks like some kind of press conference. And I didn't see it before I came across this video, but I don't see all of his speeches. And in it, he says that they have to prioritize the war, is his argument, and that he wants social issues, well, he said child care specifically, but it has implications on social issues in general, to be addressed by the states raising taxes. Now, keep in mind, this could very well play out as blue states raising taxes to solve problems and not red states, and them pretending that it magically can't be done, which is nonsense, without causing there to be more problems than it's worth, which is just utter rubbish. Utter rubbish. People don't leave California and Florida, Miami, and go to Alaska because they got to pay 1% more taxes, more in taxes when they have $100 billion. When Elon Musk left California, he went to Texas. He didn't go to Oklahoma. And Texas has Houston, Dallas. There's a lot of interesting stuff there. So if every state, passed my war on poverty plan, it's safe to say they just pay the tax. And if these rich people left the country, we could seize their assets and replace their businesses. Because in most cases, I'd imagine, the majority of their customers are right here in America. So if they leave America, then they're losing more from losing customers than they would have to pay if they stayed and pay the tax. It's very simple. It's very simple. So there you see on the screen, it says that Trump says that the states should raise taxes. Remember, this is after the big, beautiful bill. He said there's no money. They should raise taxes. How are you going to give them tax breaks, right? And then turn around and say you need to raise taxes, because obviously they're playing some numbers game, which is probably why the White House, if it's true that is, didn't release the video the first time, because it makes it crystal clear that the big, beautiful bill was a mistake, right? And I've been saying for quite some time now that they should at least amend the bill, at least, key phrase, at least amend the bill and pass the war on poverty plan, okay? And also have other plans that go beyond just amending the bill. You'd have to kind of end the bill. They would confound the bill. My 10% redistribution plan, is redistributing 10% of the wealth of the top 50% of America over a certain amount of time. I think the original number I came up with is 50 years. It's still a whole lot of money. It's like, I forgot what the number is, somewhere like around 300 billion a year or something. And it would be spent in a cost-effective manner, not just money in people's pockets. It would be spent on affordable housing. It would be spent on buying farms. It would be spent on the types of things that I talk about in my 7-point war on poverty plan, except for spending a lot more money than was planned in the plan originally. Okay? All right, I'll leave it there.